Hello po mga kababayan. Ito yung latest na balita ngayon. Yung House panel mga kababayan, House Justice Panel, isusubpena yung tax records ni Sara Duterte, pati yung mga business documents. Tapos, you see, mga kababayan, malamang bukas may panibagong press statement na naman or magpa-press ko na naman si Sara Duterte. Magpa-interview na naman po sa SMNI, mga kababayan, para banatan yung Congress at sasabing fishing expedition na niya yung ginagawa ninyo. Parte po siya mga kababayan ng proseso. Kasi kailangan ma-compare yung kanyang salin. Kung tumutugma mga kababayan, base doon sa mga sources niya ng income. Kaya kailangan makita, masuri yung mga tax records at business documents mga kababayan ni Sara Duterte. Kasi po, kaduda-duda talaga po ang daloy ng pera sa kamay po ni Sara Duterte. Paano niya yan kinakaya? Yung gastos mga kababayan sa kanyang mga paglalakwat, saan sabi hindi man charge sa gobyerno. Di ba yung mga paglalabas-labas na sa ibang bansa, pinagmamalaki niya na nikosingan niya, wala dyan walang charge to the coffers of the government. O ngayon, paano niya kinakaya yon? Ang kanyang lifestyle mga kababayan na napakataas. Saka yung gastos sa kanyang abogado. The battery of lawyers mga kababayan na nagtatanggol sa kanya, pati yung sa kanyang tatay. Di ba po? So ito ngayon, pinapasubpe na ng Justice Panel mga kababayan yung tax records, kung nagbabayad ba ng tamang buwis, at saka yung mga business documents ni Sara Duterte. At hindi lang kay Sara, pati yung sa kanyang asawa na si Attorney Manasseh Carpio in connection with allegations of unexplained wealth, hindi maipaliwanag na yaman in the impeachment complaints against Sara. Ito yung sabi ngayon mga kababayan ni Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Ridon. So sabi po ni Ridon, the panel anya would issue subpoenas for the income tax returns, value-added tax returns, and Securities in Exchange Commission documents of the businesses listed in Duterte's statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth or SALN for 2023 and 2024. Rimate, malamang magwala na naman po si Sara. Pero yun niya, Mr. Maravillas, parang medyo pangiti-ngiti si Sara Duterte. Pan-cover man lang po yun. Para hindi isipin ng mga mamamayang Filipino na nagpapanik siya. Diba? Pan-cover. Pero deep inside talagang matindi na yung pagkataranta. Lalo yung affidavit po ni Madriaga. Matindi yun mga kababayan. Nag-react nga agad si Sara mga kababayan nang i-request ni Chil Jokno na si Madriaga i-custody ng Kongreso. So sabi ni Ridon sa kanyang paliwanag na kailangan na niyang ipaliwanag. Sara should explain the gap between Duterte's net worth of 7 million in 2007, 18 million in 2008, and 88 million in 2024. Matindi yung pagtalon ng kayamanan, mga kababayan. Saan galing? Imagine, from 18 million, naging 88 million. Wala ba siyang ginagastusan? Di ba? Anong mga negosyo ang pinasok niya? Bakit ganon kabilis, mga kababayan, ang pagdami ng ganyang kayamanan? This could be explained, Anya, by other lawful income from law practice and business interest listed in the SALN. Paliwanag, mga kababayan, ni Ridon. Ibig sabihin, yung 50 million po should be produced by this business interest, by this professional interest. If the gap is not explained, Anya, there is a prima facie showing of unexplained wealth. Kung hindi may paliwanag, unexplained talaga po. At malamang tama yung duda ni Trillanes kung saan galing. Di ba? The proceedings in the impeachment will in fact provide the opportunity to the Vice President to actually explain that particular 50 million pesos, sabi ni Ridon. Earlier, Akbayan Representative Chel Jokno asked the panel to subpoena Duterte SALNs from 2007 to 2013 and from 2016 to 2022. Iba kita niya, pati yung panahon na hindi pa siya mayor. Mayor pa lang siya, o vice mayor. Hindi pa siya vice presidente. Iko-compare nga paano tumalon ng ganun. So, kailangan may comparison siya. Yun ang purpose niyan, mga kababayan. Kaya, pati yung panahon na hindi pa siya vice presidente. Jokno also asked the committee to seek a certification under oath of whether or not the Anti-Money Laundering Council has records of covered or suspicious transactions of Duterte involving her accounts in her name, as well as accounts in the name in that of her husband, Manasseh Scarpio, o yung kanyang tatay na si Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte had criticized the move, saying this amounted to a fishing expedition, and showed that there was no evidence to support the complaints against her. Anong sinasabi mong fishing expedition? Na ito yung consequences ng petisyon na nag-technical sa unang impeachment. O, di ba? Ito yung sinasabi ni Atty. Garrido. O, napasama tuloy. Proud na proud dati si yung abogado niya, si Torion, Atty. Torion. Kasi nanalo daw sila na mateknikal yung unang impeachment complaint laban kay Sara. Di ngayon, as a result ng naging desisyon na pumabor sa kanilang petisyon, ito na ngayon ang consequences. Kailangan na magsagawa ng mini trial, mini trial. Yung Kongreso, magsasagawa ng mini trial. Imbes na doon sa Senado, o yan tuloy. You see, mga kababayan. Kaya sabi dito sa balita ng abogadonews.com, but Ridon countered this and said the impeachment case will proceed even if these documents are not subpoenaed since the case is essentially complete. He said that the panel would be seeking is additional documentation. Besides, he said, the bank records could only be subpoenaed in impeachment proceedings because this is an exception to the bank secrecy law. Ito yung reaction ni Atty. Wilfredo Garrido. Here's your bloodbath. Why is BP Sara whining that evidence will be gathered and presented at the House during the mini trial of her impeachment case? Isn't this what her lawyers wanted all along, especially Israelito Torion, who has been congratulating himself for winning her case at the Supreme Court, that she is entitled to a notice in hearing as part of her right to due process of law? That is what is happening.
the complainants and their backers in the house seeking subpoenas to fish for evidence wherever they may found to make their case stand. And sa salute, lawyer ka rin, di ba? Paano na yan ngayon?
Napasama. Di ba? O ngayon, sa ibang kwento mga kababayan, kinastigo ni Attorney Garrido si NBI Director Matibag. Ayan o. Why did NBI Director Matibag allow himself to be bullied by Attorney Ferdinand Topacio at the investigation na niya? Ayan o. At the investigation na niya, the other day, where all 18 ex-Marines were subpoenaed to appear. The NBI director wanted to examine the ex-Marines one by one without the presence of the others. Topacio would have none of it. It was either all of them or nothing. Excluding witnesses from each other testimonies is an investigative and trial technique as old as Solomon, sabi ni Attorney Garrido. This is to prevent the witnesses from corroborating each other or parroting each other lies. Reportedly, Topacio was shouting around, preventing his clients from cooperating. While respondent is entitled to counsel, his counsel is not entitled to flout normal procedures or disrupt the proceedings. Matibag should have detained Topacio for obstruction of justice and kept it in a room where the sun does not shine. What else should Matibag do? Subpoena the ex-Marines one by one so that only one appears at a time. Get some spine. Topacio does not have enough weight to throw around. Correct. Pero I think sa susunod, March 17 yata, babalik doon yung mga ex-Marines. Hindi na papayag doon. Pinagbigyan mo na si Topacio ni Atty. Matibag. Pero sa susunod, hindi na. Kalad ka rin na po ninyo, pati si Topacio. Sumusobra na itong si Topacio. Huwag ninyong hayaan na mangialam sa inyong investigasyon. You have the authority na magsagawa ng investigasyon at walang authority ito si Topacio na i-disrupt ang inyong trabaho. Pusasan ninyo pag umulit pa sa kanyang ginagawa. Di ba? Ayan man lang po mga kababayan. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye po. God bless.